Want to know some facts about MMA fighters? Have you heard about their nightclub stories? If not, let us find out. Holla friends, welcome back to the MMA Club. Today, we are going to discuss a fun topic. MMA always remains in news for multiple things. Let us today discuss nightclub stories. So, without wasting our time, let us start with the video. It's difficult to ignore the number of stories involving MMA fighters and strip clubs that have surfaced over the years. And in this article, we've handpicked 10 of the craziest and most memorable tales to share with you. Brandao Diego. While still competing in the UFC, Diego Brandao was charged with aggravated battery, 3 counts of aggravated assault, and willful assault with a deadly weapon following an incident outside Albuquerque's Knockout Strip Club. Brandao had a verbal altercation with the DJ at the club, which resulted in him being escorted out by security. When he tried to get back in and was denied, he began throwing punches at the bouncers. Following that, he went to his vehicle, returned brandishing a gun, and pistol-whipped a member of staff. Brandao then pointed the gun at a few more people before fleeing. Jones John. There were hopes that light heavyweight champion Jon Jones' bad boy days were over, but new details of his alleged antics at an Albuquerque strip club in April suggest otherwise. Jones reportedly went to the TD Eubank Show Club in April with his brother, NFL star Chandler Jones, and things quickly got out of hand. According to one cocktail waitress, Jones, according to the woman, drew her onto his lap, kissed her neck, put her in a chokehold, lifted her off her feet, then picked her up and spun her around. Despite her warnings, Jones is also accused of putting her on the bar and slapping her vagina, an act that normally requires a $100 deposit, which he did not pay. Jones was charged with petty misdemeanor battery in connection with the incident, which his spokesman called malicious lies. Mike Stidham. Mike Stidham, the owner of Utah's largest MMA organization, Ultimate Combat Experience, and 2 local MMA fighters, Salvador Sanchez and Aaron Sawyer, were arrested in 2009 after attacking a bouncer at the Southern Exposure Strip Club in Salt Lake City. The 3 men had gone to the club to celebrate some new signings for their promotion, but Stidham became increasingly drunk as the evening progressed and ignored club bouncer Jacob Alba's warnings to calm down. Stidham's behavior deteriorated even further, and at one point he reportedly unfastened his pants, exposed his genitals, and began clutching and stroking his penis as he watched the club's dancers perform. The prosecution's complaint states, Alba asked the men to leave at this point, but things quickly turned violent when he shoved Stidham, prompting the promoter and 2 fighters to swarm on him in an attack that was partially captured on CCTV. Frank Mir. Despite being a former UFC heavyweight champion and one of the most recognizable stars on the roster, Frank Mir worked as the director of security at the Spearmint Rhino Strip Club in Las Vegas for many years while still competing in the octagon. Mir held the role prior to joining the UFC in 2001, and in fact, he was on his motorcycle on his way to work at the strip club in 2004 when he was hit by a car and sent flying through the air for 90 feet, leaving him with a broken femur and every ligament in his knee torn, among other injuries. David Yost. David Yost, a professional heavyweight MMA fighter, was killed in 2015 after stepping in to defend a friend at the Mermaids Gentlemen's Club in Central Florida. Yost, 35, jumped to his friend's defense after he got into a physical altercation with a staff member over an unpaid bar bill. Fists flew, and in the ensuing brawl, multiple other club employees got involved and tackled Yost to the ground, allegedly breaking his neck. James Vick. Before pursuing fighting as a career, James Vick worked dozens of jobs to make ends meet, including being a bouncer at several strip clubs. He has plenty of stories from his time working there, such as the time he was asked to drive a drunken customer home, only for things to turn ugly when the customer threatened to hit him. Vick eventually had to pull over to the side of the road to defend himself from being attacked before getting out and kneeing the drunk in the stomach, kicking him in the leg, and punching him in the face before leaving him by the side of the road and driving away. Adam is a Gentile. Strip club owner Adam Gentile began training in martial arts at a young age, and by his late 30s, he had developed a strong desire to compete in MMA. Gentile is a former strip club bouncer who worked his way up to owning the famous Palomino Club in Las Vegas, and he took his love of training so seriously that he built a gym in the warehouse next to the club. Gentile had the physique of a fighter, standing 6 feet 2 inches and 260 pounds. But his first amateur fight in the King of the Cage promotion at the age of 38 didn't go as planned, forcing him to verbally submit to punches in the third round after being overcome by exhaustion. Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice was a bouncer at Miami strip clubs before becoming a bare-knuckle brawler and MMA star. Slice was a natural at his job, and it was while he was there that a high school friend known as Icy Mike Ember offered him a job as a bodyguard for Reality Kings, his pornographic entertainment company. Icy Mike then got Slice into bare-knuckle boxing and made what would prove to be a brilliant move in 2003 by videotaping one of his fights and posting it on his porn website, which quickly garnered over 2 million views. Mark Coleman. After becoming the UFC's first heavyweight champion at UFC 12 in Dothan, Alabama in 1997, Mark Coleman was in the mood to party and soon found himself in a taxi with Joe Rogan being driven to an out-of-town strip club by a local radio DJ. When the car pulled up to a house in the middle of nowhere with a handwritten sign outside saying Gentlemen's Club, Rogan quickly regretted his decision to tag along. That's all for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also, if you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.